Yo, this video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. So, I went to elementary school in Australia, primary school, if you will, and now that I live in Canada, I realize that there's a lot of things that North Americans don't take seriously about their day-to-day life at all, like constantly having to avoid the inevitability of an immediate and painful death. As an example, in North America, they teach you in school it's important to eat healthily because you want to stay fit so you don't get sick and have a long life. And you're like, okay, yeah, I guess. But in Australia, they make it very clear. Wombats have a top speed of 40 kilometers an hour, and the weak will be left behind. So, what other terrifying Australian animals are that'll make you glad that airlines are going bankrupt right now? F tier. So, first off, in the F tier, we have all the Australian animals that are actually just really nice and are, in fact, completely harmless. So, next in the E tier, we have animals that look dangerous but actually aren't that dangerous. Echidna. In addition to being the inspiration for Guy Fieri's hairstyle, these guys love to cross roads, not to get to the other side because they hate inflated tires. In reality, they're actually extremely timid and will curl up into a ball if you threaten to take away their Chaos Emeralds. Huntsman Spiders. These are probably the most common variety of spider where I lived, and are usually about the size of a coaster. When you rub your leg against your headphone cable, this is what you assume you felt. To be honest though, when you see one of them you say, "Ah! Oh, it's only a huntsman." D tier. Well, looks friendly. Just what they want you to think. Tasmanian Devil. These little guys look like cute miniature dogs, and just like cute miniature dogs, they're completely filled with evil. For their size, they have the strongest bite force of any mammal on the planet, and half of them have contagious mouth tumors. They spend their day walking the perimeter of their territory, looking for other Tasmanian devils to dispute property boundaries with. Koalas. Now, they might seem cute and cuddly, but don't let that fool you. There they'll be at the petting zoo, feeding the little guy some eucalyptus. Next thing you know, he drools on an open wound, and now you have to somehow convince your boyfriend that you got chlamydia from a koala. The trees. While seemingly inconspicuous, even the trees themselves in Australia are dangerous because they're literally always on fire. Why, you might ask? Well, take the eucalyptus tree. What do you get from the eucalyptus tree? Eucalyptus oil. That's right. The trees are literally made of oil. C tier. I'm gonna just not go near that thing. Platypus. Now, when North Americans see a platypus, they all say the same thing. Oh, beaver go quack. But they couldn't be more wrong. While beavers look at a body of running water and think, stop. Platypuses instead think, here I will lurk, waiting to stab your children with my venomous spur if they even think of coming close to my eggs. Well, no, because I have electromagnetic sensors in my big-ass duckbill. I'm not even joking about that. So anyway, great white sharks. Well, these things can kill you easily. Almost every instance of one attacking someone has been a huge misunderstanding, and the shark has been very apologetic. Basically, every time, it's a great white thinking, a seal. I'm gonna eat that. And then when they go and take a bite, they realize it was some dude paddling on a surfboard, and they feel really guilty for worsening their already poor public relations, so they quickly swim back to the depths, hoping they won't get turned into soup. Kangaroos. Besides being absolutely kangaroo jacked, kangaroos have a giant-ass tail they like to use to initiate drop kicks on unsuspecting pregnant women. While they don't generally attack unless they're aggravated, they can be very defensive of their offspring, so be very wary if they seem to have something in their pouch, because it's probably a Glock. B tier. It looks dangerous because it is dangerous. Crocodiles. Crocodiles are basically the Venus flytraps of reptiles. I'm pretty sure they don't even have the ability to think. It's quite profound, honestly. If there were a crocodile philosopher, I feel it would be like, you must be patient in life, but when opportunity presents itself, you must sink your teeth in and never let go. Mr. Crocodile, what do you do if you feel like more and more that opportunity is just slipping away? Then I get him with my spin move. Jack jumpers. Giant ants with huge jaws that can jump like 2 feet high and are always angry. They're basically wasps but can't fly. Except for the ones that can fly. If you get stung by one of these, it hurts a lot for a few hours and then you're mostly fine. 3% of people are allergic though, and they're absolutely not fine. Scorpions. These guys suck because they're somehow immune to crushing damage, but the good news is they're pretty dumb. So you'll walk into your bathroom and there'll be 10 of them chilling in the bathtub because they can't get out. Even though they have 3 attacks, they can only hit things that are coming from the front. So the best way of dealing with them is sneaking up behind when they're not looking and turning the faucet on. Trampolines. Everyone in Australia has had at least one friend with a shitty rectangular trampoline that has had all the protective foam eaten off by wallabies. At some point, you will get your entire leg lodged between the springs or have the whole thing crash through your neighbor's house on a windy day. A tier. Kills you. Snakes. Thankfully, there were no snakes where I lived, because I lived in a house. But if you go outside, there are a ton of these bad boys just waiting to be stepped on, which they typically don't act like they enjoy, but suspiciously seem to encourage. One of the most common venomous snakes in Australia is called the death adder. Yeah, death is literally its first name. Even if you're like, well, everything in Australia is upside down, so maybe it means the opposite. Well, guess what the opposite of death adder is? That's right, life subtractor. You just can't win. They're always 2 steps ahead. Stonefish. Stonefish are a dumb fish with an even dumber design because even though they hate being poked by children, they nevertheless decide to disguise themselves as a rock in shallow coastal areas. Like, bro, everyone's going to want to flip you over. That's like hating the microwave, but you disguise yourself as a cinnamon bun and then hide in the fridge. Funnel web spiders. Loves wearing functional boots. Redback spiders. Loves comfortable seating and a good postcard. Blue ring octopus. Shoots up to 8 electric destructo discs at a time. Drop bear. A carnivorous relative of the koala bear that's often attracted to barbecues and other public cookouts. Has been known to plummet up to 5 meters from eucalyptus trees onto passers-by. Has particularly sensitive hearing and becomes enraged upon hearing non-Australian accents or about American tipping culture. Its favorite food is Woolworth's generic sausages placed diagonally on a slice of plain white bread, but will also settle for hundreds and thousands on a thick coat of margarine. Hates Vegemite. Box jellyfish. Loves the beach, but is very predatory and has been known to lure half-naked girls back to their lair by offering them free henna tattoos. A lot of people think that you're supposed to treat a jellyfish sting by peeing on the affected area, but this doesn't actually do anything, and at the end of the day, you're just another weird guy at the beach peeing on their daughter's leg. Irukandji jellyfish. Along with being very painful, if one of these stings you, you can develop such a severe sense of impending doom that people beg their doctor to just end their suffering. Telstra. Similar to the Irukandji jellyfish, they make you want to kill yourself. S tier. It kills everyone, and also happens to start with S. Stingrays. See, I haven't even said anything about them yet, and you're already sad. S tier. For sad. The sun. As a Tasmanian, I spent a lot of time looking at the sun growing up, and I remember getting more and more freckles every year until I moved to Canada, and then it just stopped. Which made me think, oh no, I was dying. The good news is, I've heard that girls think freckles are pretty cute, and I'm sure this is because girls love bad boys, and when they see a guy with freckles, they think, damn, that guy's tougher than the sun. So yeah, S tier. For sunscreen. So, seeing as we're all currently quarantining ourselves and are therefore naturally protected from both girls and the sun, and the virus thing, the only thing left to worry about is running out of things to watch on the computer. And with today's sponsor, ExpressVPN, in just one click, you can reroute your IP address to over 94 different countries, which allows you to continue to binge watch content that might not be available in your region. So as a side note, ExpressVPN gave me some suggestions on how you can use the service to watch new content. And they were like, yeah, if you reroute from the US to the UK, you can watch Rick and Morty on Netflix. And I was thinking, yeah, I don't watch that. Then they were like, oh, well, you could watch Your Name if you prefer that. And I was like, I don't even watch anime. Stop suggesting. Well, they also have all the Studio Ghibli movies. And I was like, okay, yeah, I like those ones. I'll watch them. Thank you. But no joke, they're honestly so good. You need to watch all of them if you haven't. Anyway, when you connect to a different server, ExpressVPN encrypts all of your data, so none of it could be tracked by third parties, even by ExpressVPN themselves. This makes it so no one is able to steal your information, even over public Wi-Fi, and more importantly, your girlfriend won't be able to see all the eucalyptus oil you've been buying for your skin. So if you'd like to find out how you can get 3 months for free, make sure you click the link in the description or head to expressvpn.com/casually explained.